Hey everybody, this is Zach.
This is Steve.
And you're watching Now You Know. So I got my buddy Steve here. If you'll notice behind me, no you're not seeing things, there are two almost identical Model X's. Steve just got his Model X. It's been, what, a week now?
Almost, yeah. 6 days.
And he had to copy me, so he got almost the identical car. So what made you, besides me twisting your arm, what made you get a Tesla?
Well, first of all, we were due for a new car. You know, we were driving a relatively old car, and it was something, I was actually thinking more about doing it early next year. That was the original plan. And kind of going back and forth, originally thinking really strongly about the Model S, the sedan, not the SUV. And then one of the big things that pushed us to do it right now was that they were doing some third quarter heavy discounts on what they call inventory cars, which is what we got. So it's got about 5,000 miles on it.
Okay. So it's all worn out.
Yeah, exactly. All worn in. But in general, just like the idea, the technology of the car, like the idea of the fact that it's got the electric drivetrain, something that I think is basically where things are going in the industry and where cars are going. So I'd like to be a part of that, I guess.
Now you were on the fence about getting an S or an X, right?
Right, yeah.
And then I drove over with my X, you took a ride in, and I remember you were very hesitant about the X. So you're like, I don't know about the doors.
Yep, the doors.
What pushed you over the edge?
It was a trade-off between the seating was the big one. So we've got kids and we do carpools and stuff like that. So having the extra seats is great.
And you've got 6 or 7?
We've got a 7.
7, okay.
Although, you know, it was an inventory car, so we didn't get to choose the options. It was what it was.
Yep.
I might have chosen the 6 because I think having that extra space in the middle is a little bit more convenient for getting in and out in the back, and also putting things in that are a little bit longer.
Yep.
But the 7 is also, you know, it's got the extra seat, so there's the trade-off there.
Yep.
The doors, I think, mainly the concerns there were being an early build and the reliability, whether long-term reliability would be an issue or not.
Yep.
And just accepting the attention factor, you know, that's the other side of it.
Have you started to get some attention?
You know, I haven't been in enough public places using the doors yet, so it hasn't been a big deal yet. My kids love it though. I think it's going to come.
So you haven't gotten into that thing where you just throw the doors up for no reason, just to throw your sweatshirt in the back?
Exactly. Or like someone online was saying that they saw someone walk up to their car and they were sitting there remotely with the app, and someone went up to touch the car and they opened the doors remotely just to scare them, and they kind of bolted and walked away.
Have you had a chance to use your car has autopilot?
Yes.
Have you had a chance to use it yet?
Absolutely, yeah. I have about a half an hour commute to work, mostly on I-495, which is a big highway, and it works really well. It makes a big difference.
So what was it like the first day, first morning or whatever that you used it?
I threw it into autopilot and it pretty much just worked.
Wow.
I had tried it out on your car. We went for a little test drive, and so it wasn't my first time, but that was pretty quick. There's a couple little nuances I think that you get used to, like when the car in front of me is changing a lane, initially it might try to sort of track that car, but then it'll correct back. So you just have to get comfortable with what it does and what it doesn't do, and sort of understand that and not panic because it hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Have you been in some traffic yet?
Yeah, absolutely, and it does fine with that. No problem, stop and go.
And so what do you think going forward, like if down the road when you're getting another car, do you think that autopilot will be a feature that you'll definitely want to have, or is it just a nice thing?
Absolutely. After we got this, we've been driving a little bit, and I think we're going to probably put a Model 3 reservation in for Lisa.
Nice.
So
awesome.
She doesn't like the size. I mean, it's a big car.
It's a big car.
The X and the S are both pretty big cars, and there's it's no bigger than a regular SUV, a big full-size SUV. But for her driving around day to day, have the smaller car is a little. It's more compact. It's easier to get in and out of, no matter where you are.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the drive is just so unique. Compared to a normal gas car.
Tell me about that. So this is your first kind of week behind the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does it feel like?
It's an adjustment. It's great. I mean, it does exactly what you want to do, and the fact that the regenerative braking helps a lot. You can just. You drive and then you step off the gas and it'll stop for you. You get used to not completely releasing the gas pedal. You sort of ease off to go whatever speed you want to go, and that's sort of just a feel you have to get used to. But yeah, it's if you need it to move, it'll move, and it's quiet, and and the technology in it's great too. Just not just the autopilot, but the display and all the other technology is.
So you were just mentioning the technology in the car. Have you had a chance to kind of fool around with navigation yet, or?
The navigation, yeah. Some of the stuff I haven't even, I haven't done any of the auto parking yet or the summon yet.
Okay.
Our garage is pretty tight. I'm still getting comfortable with just fitting it in myself manually. Right. Yeah, because it's screaming at me the whole time I'm about to crash into stuff when I'm not.
So you've got an 8-foot garage.
We have an 8-foot, so it's definitely tight. I feel like I could probably barely squeeze it in with the mirrors out, but I haven't tried to do that. I've always pulled them in.
Navigation, have you tried to go to any superchargers yet?
We did one on Sunday after we picked the car up on Saturday. So we went down to the Auburn supercharger,
mm-hmm.
and plugged in there for a little bit.
Did you get any Tesla time with anybody? Was there?
We said hi to somebody that was there, but no, that was we went into the mall and grabbed lunch with me and my kids.
Cool. So, and were you surprised at all by the speed of the charge?
No, I knew what to expect. Yeah, right. And it's great. It's fast, and that was good. So honestly, I didn't even really need the charge. It was more just to make sure it was easy enough to do, and it obviously was. You just plug it in and walk away, and you're good to go.
What got you to the point where you even considered a Tesla?
I'm the 4th Tesla at our company.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah. My buddy Ed, he and his wife both have Model S's, so that was part of it. I've talked to him a bunch. My car was 12 years old, so it could have gone at any time.
Right.
So I would prefer to do it on my terms than to have to scramble and do something.
Yeah,
and also with a Tesla too, if the car had died, they aren't as available.
You got it relatively fast.
We did, yeah. We got it within 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
And I think it's partly what's available. I think there were a lot more available because of this third quarter sales push. There's not as many of the Model X's. There's a lot more Model S's available in inventory, which usually means it's a loaner or a demo. In my case, I think it was an executive, company executive who had the car.
Cool. That might explain the ludicrous.
Yes.
So there's no markings on his car, but he actually has ludicrous.
That's what the display tells me.
we're definitely going to find out in a future video whether he actually has ludicrous or not, because that is going to be cool to find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did see a little memo from Elon telling his sales force to stop discounting cars, so you might have been very lucky in getting like a heavily discounted. So you leased.
We leased. Yep, we did a lease.
And was the dropping from 3 years to 2 years a big incentive for you?
The numbers just worked out very attractively. Mm-hmm. The federal tax credit kicks in there too with the lease as well. So all the numbers were a little bit atypical for how the leases work out. So yeah, and the lease also did a little bit to alleviate the concerns about the long-term reliability, obviously, because everything will be under warranty. Right. Who knows? We may decide to buy it if we love it at the end of the lease term. It's possible.
Exactly.
But 2 years is also a long time in Tesla time. So who knows what's going to be out there in 2 years?
What we're going to have. Exactly. You might have the Y by then.
Self-massaging seats or something like that.
Imagine that one day you get in the car and it's just like, you have self-massaging seats.
Yeah. It'll know you. You don't even need to press a button. It'll know you want that.
He already knows that there's so much cool stuff in there. Do you mind if we take a quick look inside your car?
Not at all.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're approaching Steve's Model X here, and let's see what he's got inside. He's got the self-opening doors too. Cool. So you've got the white on the top, black on the bottom, and as you can see here, he's got the 7 seats. Yeah, so how are you liking the center console? Some people like it, some people don't.
I actually wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more segments to put things in, you know what I mean? So I think that would, I may look at, I think there's some third-party options.
What, do you have, I just want to see. Oh yeah, you've got the little cup holder thingies, yep.
Yeah, I have the little cup holders in there,
yep.
But I've got a bunch of stuff just thrown in there.
Right.
It'd be nice if there was I don't know if you do have anything, or?
I just throw stuff in there.
That's probably what
I've
always done.
It just fills up with stuff.
It feels like I should have something better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Awesome.
And I have the little thing to put my phone in there, but what I found is, with the acceleration of the car, I don't know if you have that, if you put the phone in there, I'm afraid it's going to break the connector off. Because the phone, there's nothing holding the phone back from accelerate.
I haven't noticed that being a problem, but...
Okay, do you put your phone in there?
I do put my phone in there, right. But it is hard to put... So what Steve's talking about is, right here, you can slide your phone right into there and it will self-dock. It looks like it's easier with an iPhone. I have an Android, and it's always like trying to get it in.
Okay. I don't know if you caught it, but I have a third-party phone mount that I had in my old car. That I'm still trying to figure out if I'm okay with not using my cell phone for navigation. I have an app that I like a lot for my commute, and it
Like Waze or something?
It's called InRix actually, and it gives you. It's nice because it gives you an overall view of the route with traffic without doing navigation. So
Gotcha.
I'm comfortable with that. So
Gotcha.
you know, I might end up keeping that. That's also just physically the phone sits in there nicely. They make ProClip. I'll do a little plug for them. They make nice. They have a system where they have two parts. One part is a specific mount for each phone, and then a specific mount for each vehicle. So you kind of pair your vehicle and your phone.
That's smart.
And it clips right into, like, this one's specifically for the Model X, and it clips right into the air conditioner vent there, or the ventilation vent.
That is really smart. Yeah, so check that out if you still need a place to put your smartphone that isn't down in the console.
With the screen and the nav and everything on here, I may just decide I don't need that anymore and not care about it, but you know, I'd be fine with that. But you know,
Right.
still,
That's a good solution though if it ends up that that's what you want.
yeah, it puts it right up in your field of view. So
That's cool. Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you for showing off your car.
Thank you for the charge. I'm still waiting for my charger at home, so I was charging here at Zach's overnight.
Still a few electrons. Awesome. Yeah, and soon he will have the high power wall charger at home,
Yes.
which will be cool.
Yep.
We'll have to hear
Hopefully
about that.
this weekend.
Awesome.
I'll take some pictures.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for watching. To see our other videos, click below. We love comments and we hope you subscribe to our channel. Now you know.
Solar City on October 28th. This has been known for some time, but we don't know exactly what they're going to be talking about. There's going to be another big event. Could they be talking about the fact that they're going to be officially merged by that point? Could they be talking about something to do with the new solar panel roof panels? We just don't know exactly. So stay tuned for that.